James Gunn on why no Joker and more the Suicide Squad featurettes. That's right. So let's first talk about why the Joker is not in the Suicide Squad. Why did he not task that? And pretty much he was talking to the New York Times about it, and they asked him why do you not have Jared Leto's Joker in there? And he said, Joker, no, I don't know why Joker would be in the Suicide Squad. He wouldn't be helpful in that type of war situation. That makes sense. To be honest, I mean, the only reason why you would have Joker in the Suicide Squad is because of his association and his attachment to Harley Quinn. See, it made more sense. I mean, obviously, when it came to the first one, it was absolutely fantastic, and we have yet to see his full performance, of course, which we want to see. Release that damn Ayer cut. But I could see him not being in this situation. He doesn't really need to, unless it was like some kind of cameo kind of thing or whatever the hell, where you're like surprised, just a random thing. But he doesn't need to be involved in this. When things are happening with this, with Starro and everything like that, you don't need him. You don't need him. Oh yeah, and then you know what, Mattia, you actually it's full potential. There you go. I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot when James Gunn actually threw some shade at Jared Leto. Yeah, I totally didn't even think about that. You're actually right. I mean, even if they, if Warner Brothers wanted, because obviously when it came to Zack Snyder's Justice League and when it was announced that Jared Leto was going to be part of the additional photography, that was like one of the most like hyped things when it came to, the Snyder Cut being released. It was one of the most hyped things. So you kind of almost got, well, yeah, maybe they should. But yeah, I did not think about how he did kind of throw some shade over at Leto. So yeah, did not think about that. But it just doesn't, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense to be in this movie. And I totally understand that whole thing. So, and then the featurette right here, I don't think we'll go like too crazy with it, but let's see. There was that. There was two of them. There was like an IMAX one. I mean, pretty much there was an IMAX version of this. Boop, boop. So there was an IMAX that was kind of showing like an IMAX featurette that was showing some more new footage. With some music, stuff like that. Huge.
He does throw polka dots at people.
Being able
That's why he's called Polka Dot Man.
How
did James Gunn get so freaking gray throughout there? I mean, was he that nervous about the pandemic that he just
moments of poignancy and heart and humor?
And humor, of course.
And badassery.
It'll be interesting to see their dynamic right there. And of course, we got Margot Robbie. God, she really pulls off that hairstyle very well.
Definitely worth doing a good sound and a big screen.
Yeah, I mean they're just selling, of course, seeing it in IMAX, which it's a movie you definitely want to see. Then there's this featurette right here that he also released.
Has boundless imagination.
That shows like pretty much the entire cast and everything. And they're just pretty much giving praise to James Gunn, which I know a lot of people hate that, but hey, what can you do?
James
More footage, though.
Visionary director.
Okay, great. It's such a new take on an established franchise. Let's get it.
The movie's gigantic. I mean, it really is the biggest movie I've ever made, and I wanted to do most.
Yeah, no Superman ICU. Nobody wants to see that, right?
Stepping
What's going on, Nicotina?
That's crazy. James is really a genius.
He's really good at creating an atmosphere where things come to life.
Well, it helps that he has some good cameras,
too. The camera and the actors to a place where the audience will be like, this is really happening. It's that visceral.
You're hearing the explosions, you're smelling the gunpowder.
I like his shirt.
Ups the ante.
Well, leaving your arms behind.
See, that scene I'm looking forward to. When it comes to her,
Okay, great.
James
this scene looks damn good.
Like a bloodbath to start the day. And surreal environments.
We shot in Panama.
Everywhere you looked was incredible.
It's brightly colorful and beautiful.
I remember thinking it's just going to look wicked on screen.
Wicked. It's gonna. There she is saying gracias.
This is the man who makes films.
I mean, I don't know about you, but that's
just,
she said it pretty hot.
Spectacle, but then it's all grounded in
I don't know.
character development, sprinkled with humor.
does throw polka dots at people.
Yes, he does. All right, we don't have to watch the whole thing, but yeah. So, yeah, more stuff like that. And then what I also wanted to talk about, guys, was he did talk about, I guess he got asked about the major differences between, I mean, going back to where, you know, we got a director here that's worked with both Marvel and DC. And he did mention how when it comes to Gunn agreed that there are some major differences when it comes to between Disney and Warner Brothers owned studios. Yet he said there aren't as many operational distinctions as people probably think. That's what he said right here. He said, yes, but not as many as people think. There's no doubt Kevin Feige is way more involved with the editing than people are at Warner Brothers. Yeah, unless you're named Zack Snyder. And then describing Feige's process, he gives more notes. You don't have to take them, and I don't always take them. And however, Gunn did stipulate that this first time working with Feige was also his first time making something so gigantic. Then again, I had more problems. If you saw the first cut of Guardians 1, it had more problems because that was my first time making something so gigantic. And there's some leaning to what works and what doesn't, carving away the excess stuff. Gunn also said that as time goes on, the franchise grows. Feige's more spread out. The truth is, as Marvel goes on and Kevin Feige starts to amass ownership of half of the film in general, he's more spread out. So, I mean, obviously we know that. We know that Feige has final cut, you know, final cut authority. He's got all that. But it's just kind of funny how he says, like, Feige is way more involved when it comes to the editing process. And then when it came to Warner Brothers, not so much. Like I said, unless your name rhymes with Jack Fighter, yeah, then maybe they a little more hands-on. They rip your movie apart. But hey, hopefully when it comes to other stuff, said Gunn gave a recent example with Joker, which is totally a different type of movie, along with Matt Reeves' upcoming The Batman. These are two completely isolated franchises, which Gunn appreciates. And then he said right here, quote, the fact that they did Joker, which is a totally different type of movie, that to me is cool. I'm very excited about Matt Reeves' movie, of course, Batman. They're getting some really good filmmakers involved. They're always going to be hit or miss. I just don't want them to get boring. Talking about that boring stuff again. Careful, Matt. Careful. But yeah, he just doesn't want them to be boring, to get boring. And I respect that. I mean, obviously, you know, not everything's going to be a winner. But at the same time, it's like, let's just really hope that Warner Brothers just learns from their past mistakes and let these goddamn filmmakers like do their shit, make their movies, you know. Let's not make a film by committee. I mean, I almost think that, I mean, just looking back at Wonder Woman 84, I'm like, I just kind of go, was that more of a film by committee? They wanted something just like completely, you know, different when it came to her character. Hopefully when it comes to Wonder Woman 3, though, let's get back to more of the Amazon stuff and, you know, the more warrior type things, you know. So, but yeah, hit or miss. That's what we got. But yeah, so there's James Gunn talking about all that. And yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are when it comes to all that. And that's the rest of the topics right there today.